Guys, better late than never. I'm here with my annual 2019 beauty and some lifestyle favorites. Thank you for being patient with me. I think last year my 2018 beauty favorites were similarly belated, but I do like to prioritize making these videos even if I don't get it in right around the new year, because I think that they serve as like a good archive or reference point, and I just like to capture the information. So today we're going to talk about my favorite products of 2019 across skincare, makeup. I have a few body care products, a few hair care products, and then a few lifestyle. No, not really. If you've been watching my content, a lot of this stuff will probably not be new and will be more of a reiteration of things you've been hearing me talk about in videos as well as in podcasts. If you haven't yet had a chance to go listen to my newly launched podcast, it's called Your Purpose is Beauty, and you can find it on your favorite podcast player, except Pocket Casts, which I'm still trying to figure out why it's not up there, even though it tells me it's up there. All the information on the podcast is down below. You can also go to LAMOURMUSIC.com, and there's a podcast tab on my menu. You drop down and click on episodes, and it'll show you blog posts for all of the episodes I have published, along with extended show notes, product lists, links, and you can also listen to the episode on that webpage if you don't have a preferred podcast player. The last time I did a favorites was actually the very first episode of Your Purpose is Beauty. Everything from this video I will have listed and linked below in the description bar. I'll timestamp the different categories of skincare, makeup, hair, and body. Is that it of my boring preamble before we just start talking about products? Oh, if you'd like to support L'Amour et La Musique, you can go to patreon.com/LamourEtLaMusique, and in addition to supporting the production of my videos, podcast, and all associated content, you also get lots of bonus content. For $3 a month, you can get access to a monthly bonus podcast episode. $7 a month is a monthly bonus video, and then there's more at different tiers. I detailed all of this if you want to know how Patreon works in my L'Amour in 2020 updates and like forecasting video, which I'll link for you up there and down there. If you want to know about anything on my face or what I'm wearing, I also always describe that below in the description box. So I just want to tell you a bit about my approach to annual favorites. There's a lot of different ways to do these, and I see people structure them a lot of different ways. I just talk about my highlights of the year. Now, for the most part, I try and focus on products that were new to me in 2019 or that were like a revisitation. So for example, and I'll talk about these more in a minute, but Honua, Olena, and Aloha Youth Serum, I have used these in the past, but they were definitely favorite products in 2019. But then there's also a mix of like new to me discoveries like La Par. So I also wanted to draw your attention to some other content that I did. I participated in the 2020 Skin Edit on Instagram. It was hosted by Marie from And the Color Green and Green Skincare Views. So I think all of those are pinned to my story highlights on Instagram. So I basically answered 14 days of skincare product-centric questions. And for that, I tried to do exclusively skincare products that were new to me in 2019. And if I didn't pin it to my story highlights, I reposted it as a compendium on Patreon. Also related to skincare, my podcast episode from January 27th, I think it's episode 8, is a skincare empties. So I had a whole bag of empty products and I just decided to try it as a podcast versus a video. So that's there for you to go listen. I will have more empty products here on YouTube as well as a disappointing products video. So I just wanted to let you know the context of content between video and podcast. Okay, now I think we can dive in and start talking about my favorite skincare of 2019. Honua, Olena Beauty Oil, and Aloha Youth Serum. I first discovered these several years ago when they came as a duo in a Beauty Heroes box. The Olena Beauty Oil came in the Beauty Heroes Living Lighter discovery from, I want to say, August of 2019, and the Aloha Youth Serum came in the 5 for 5 September Beauty Heroes Anniversary box as one of Jeannie Jarnot's most beloved hero products. I totally love these more now than I did when I first discovered them in, I think it was 2017. The Aloha Youth Serum in particular is this really unique creamy emulsion, which this is I still think a pretty rare, unique kind of product in Eco Beauty. In Fiore Complex de Fleur and something also like the Heart of Gold Sweet Briar Hydrating Nectar. They're similar kinds of products and I love them. They give such a plump hydration and cushiness to the skin. So I've just enjoyed using these immensely. I can use them in the morning or in the evening. My skin just feels so fresh and nourished. And in general, I wouldn't say that I'm all that resonant with Hawaiian skincare because I live in Chicago, so it's not really a climate that's at all similar, but I love Honua. I just think the products are so beautiful. Unfortunately, the new releases this year, the Lihao Mist and the Mahealani Balm, were not hits for me. You can go see my Beauty Heroes review on those. Olena Oil, Aloha Youth Serum. I'm using the Pakai Cleansing Cream, the Hawaiian Beauty Water, and I'm like loving all of it. But the cleansing cream and the Hawaiian Beauty Water were more like early 2020 rather than 2019. So, okay, another product that you would have heard discussed in the Beauty Heroes 2018 to 2019 retrospective that I did not that long ago is the Maya Chia Optimist Mist. It's possible that I even included this in my retrospective last year. I truly don't remember, but it's such a good postpartum or new mom product, however long you consider postpartum to be. I consider it to be 2 years after you've had a baby, because it has this like absolutely amazing like neroli orange scent. It is so hydrating essence. This is my favorite Maya Chia products. It's a brand I don't even really care for all that much, or I haven't really found things that work for me, but this hydrating essence is so epic. It actually pairs beautifully with the Infiore Pur, P-U-R, Pur or Pure face oil, which again was too late in the year to be. I discovered it or started using it in late December 2019, so I can't really include it in this video. But I recently recommended this and that face oil as like a combo to a woman that's about to have a baby, and she was looking for like a skincare reinvigoration, and I think they would be such good postpartum products for the aromatherapy alone, but also they're just so hydrating together. And I feel like postpartum skin is really dry, or it can tend to be really dry, especially in the winter. Okay, speaking of Infiore, the two products that I started using more over the summer, I think I got these in August, are the Infiore Calendula Solution Botanic. You can see how much I've used. And the Infiore Transparence Botanical Water. This made it as my favorite hydrating product of 2019 in the 2020 Instagram Skin Edit Challenge. I mean, what you guys have heard me gush extensively for so long now that Infiore, they are such a special brand. And even though I've used them on and off for so many years now, there was just something that struck me about them after my last Infiore facial in August. And it was like my experience with the brand went to this like different level. I've also been going through, and I've talked about this other places, just like a lot of internal transformation during my postpartum period, and like this whole 2019 was such a pivotal year for me in terms of like my first year being a mother, and it's just been such a profound shift in ways that I wasn't even aware were happening to me as it was unfolding, but in reflection, like so much more profound for me than actually being pregnant. Postpartum has been extremely transformational. So I think that that's also part of why I started resonating with products differently, or discovering like new layers of experience with them. So both of these are incredible. Calendula was also my favorite skincare ingredient of the year in the 2020 Skin Challenge. I use this like pretty much every night as an upper body moisturizer, and Transparence I use as like my toning or essence step most days, twice a day. Okay, we have to talk about, did I mention these last year? I mean, they've been favorites again this year. 5 Yena Divine All Seasons Bioadaptive Cleanser, as well as the Biocellulose All Seasons face masks. Very indulgent. Where did I talk about these? I feel like I talk about these products all. I feel like I'm always talking about like Infiore and Inlight and 5 Yena, but it's like my favorites. What can I do? So these face masks are very indulgent. I do them once to twice a month. I take a lot of baths, which we'll talk to when we get to the body care section. I take maybe 2 or 3 baths a week, optimistically, and 1 or 2 baths a month, I will put one of these masks on. Of all the sheet masks I've tried, and I don't really like sheet masks, Orgade, Wamisa, and Fiviana, these are by far the best. They're an investment, but I think even if you wanted to try, Beauty Heroes sells them. I think they're 20 or 22 for one mask, so I think it's at least worth trying as like an at-home treat. I love these so much. Of course, they are a favorite product of 2019. It really helped with my postpartum skin as well. And then the All Seasons Bioadaptive Cleanser has been one of my favorite second cleanses for the last couple of years. It's so gently clarifying. It's a creamy clay cleanser. It's unique. I've never really found anything like it. A lot of people say the African Botanics Baobab Oxygenating Cleanser is similar, but I actually anti-hauled that product in one of my podcast episodes on Your Purpose is Beauty, so you could go check that out if you want to hear. Also, if it had come into the year a little bit earlier, the Ranavat Ceremony Cleanser would be a favorite because that's like a true creamy cleanser. This is a creamy clay cleanser, so it's slightly more clarifying. So I rotate between the two, and I love both so much, but this is definitely a solid 2019 favorite. We'll talk about my other 2 favorite brands of the year in addition to Infiore, Honua, Fiviana, but my top 3, I guess I would say, are really Infiore, Inlight, and LAMOUR. So let's talk about that stuff. Here I have a pretty new Inlight face cleanser and floral tonic. These were repurchases for me. I think I picked these up for myself in September after going through full-size PR samples and absolutely loving them. So you can see I've already made a really significant dent in the face cleanser. And then I love taking the residue of this off on one of the Marley's Monsters cotton rounds with the floral tonic. I mean, you have heard me talk about Inlight so much. I'm a broken record. You can go hear me talk about it more in my Beauty Heroes retrospective. Beauty Heroes is actually the only stockist for this brand in the US currently. They're such a niche brand, and I think they are so exceptional. I absolutely love their stuff. It is transformative. Really, really good. I think too, if you are dry skin or mature skin or dehydrated skin, I think that the products are nourishing on so many levels of existence, and I try and turn like so many people onto them because I think the products are magic. One of my favorite, this might actually be my favorite new to me brand discovery in 2019, because Inlight I discovered in 2018. Infiore I've known about for a long time. Honua I've known about. Fiviana I've known about a little bit longer. But a truly new to me brand in 2019 was LAMOUR. I got to discover these through the Boxwalla box, and I want to say it was the December Boxwalla box. This is an Australian brand, and I feel that they're crafted in a similar way to Inlight and Infiore. So I've talked about this other places, but these brands I think take the vibrational signatures of plants and the energetics of plants and skincare into account in a way that just has so much integrity. There's brands that say that they are into like high vibrational beauty, but they don't feel like it, at least to me. And that's, going to be subjective. And the products in the Boxwalla box were a full size of the Luminous Beauty Balm. So this is just your quintessential face balm, but it's the loosest textured face balm I feel like I've ever encountered. It's like barely a solid balm, and they actually refer to this as a balsam, which has some like traditional, historical, medicinal roots. A balsam, it has to do with how you process the ingredients, I think, or with plant resins or something. It's so stunning. And the reason I think LAMOUR is so magical is that they're very different. LAMOUR is very different from Infiore and Inlight in one key sense, that they have a little bit of a different philosophy on essential oils. They use them, but they use them in a very, very small percentage. So the olfactory experience of LAMOUR is much more subtle, so you're really primarily smelling like the essence of the plant oils It's a very pure plant oil smell, and not as essential oil fragrant as Infiore and Inlight. I think all have their place, and I like to interchange. The other products in the Boxwalla box were a deluxe travel size of the Luxurious Body Firming Oil. I'm almost done with this. I would absolutely buy a full-size bottle. And then the Velvet Soul Lip Balm. I actually want to do a whole video on luxury lip balms because this is like probably my favorite one, tied with the Infiore Volute Compact, which I also gifted myself for Christmas. This I actually wish I had named as my favorite multitasking product of 2019 on the 2020 Skin Edit Challenge. I think I had said Stark Aurora, which I maintain is an excellent multitasking product, but that wasn't a new to me in 2019 product, but this one was. And the reason I think it's multi-purpose and multitasking is that I love using this as like transforming lip products to cream blushes. I do that a lot. I use it as a highlight, like a glossy highlight. You could use it on your cuticles. It's basically just like a portable version of a balm. So it kind of has the same multi-purpose nature as any balm would. I'm obsessed with these products. Also, I love gold. One of my favorite colors / frequencies. Yeah, I love Lapar. So thankful I got to discover them. Boxwalla is another beauty subscription box that I really stand behind and I think is doing gorgeous work. Okay, we could talk quickly about the Audacity Wild Carrot Serum Concentrate. This came via the detox market somehow, and I'm blanking how. It came in it was a PR sample, but I have long thought that these little booster oils that Audacity does are the best products in Audacity's range. I've had a few other things from Audacity I really like more recently, again, I discovered it too late in 2019, but the Rose Gommage I love. I want to do a whole Gommage video because I think they're a very misunderstood product, and a lot of people on the Instagram Skin Edit Challenge named Gommages as their most confusing product. But this Wild Carrot Serum Concentrate is beautiful. A lot of times in the morning I'll put down 3 or 4 drops and then I'll mix it with, you can mix it with any other oil to give it a boost, but I like mixing it with Honua Olena. I'll mix it into my Infiore oils. It's a very pungent smelling and brightly colored, but I love these. I've tried a bunch of them and I like the concept behind these, which is you create almost like a little skincare pharmacy of boosters that you kind of just mix and match to suit like your different skin needs and how your skin ebbs and flows over the course of the month or the seasons. The wild carrot one is for vital glow, and carrot seed oil or wild carrot seed oil is very high in naturally occurring vitamin A, and it's found in other like blends. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but I think it's in like some Blue Alchemy products, or it tends to be blend, like Laurel I think uses it. Really, really good for skin nourishment, antioxidant protection, thing. I don't really like the whole like anti-pollution skincare movement, but that would be like a good ingredient. Anything that's going to feed your skin with nutrients and antioxidants is going to give it like natural protection, if you will. Almost done with this category. Something I don't have with me, but I did talk about in the Skin Empties video, is the Yuli Halcyon Cleanser. I bought a travel size of that, like a deluxe sample or like a mini of that, over the summer, used it all up within a couple months. I know I said I really like the 5 Yena and the Ranavat Creamy Cleanser, but the Yuli Halcyon I think is a little bit more universal because it mimics a traditional cleanser a little bit more than the 5 Yena and the Ranavat, which are more for I think people that might want, I don't know, like not everybody wants a creamy cleanser. Yuli Halcyon is more like a gel emulsion cleanser, and it gives you a more traditional cleansing effect. I think it even has a little bit of enzymatic or acid exfoliation in it, and these others don't. So as far as that genre of cleanser, Yuli Halcyon is exceptional. I find that it's very deep pore cleaning. It's actually a little more similar to something like the Honua Pakai, but I actually like the Yuli Halcyon a bit better in that genre of cleanser. We could quickly talk about, God, I've been recording for 22 minutes and we're still on skincare. We could talk about Wildling Beauty because I think I did pick these products up in 2019, and I did a fair amount of gua sha over the course of 2019 because it was a way that I could get like a quick pick-me-up being so tired taking care of a baby, if I could get 20 minutes to myself in the bathroom, I would do like a 10-minute gua sha routine. I picked up the set with the Wildling Beauty Empress Stone. This is made of Bian Stone, B-I-A-N, and it's supposed to impart a lot of like trace minerals into the skin when you use it. And the Wildling Facial Gua Sha Oil, I got this along with the tonic. The tonic, sadly, I dropped and it shattered. I don't reach for, honestly, for the oil all that much. I do like the packaging. It's kind of like you depress this and you get the oil there. The Empress Gua Sha Oil and Tonic are formulated to assist with lymph movement and drainage. I haven't read that extensively about the formulation behind it, but the ingredients are meant to help enhance the effects of facial gua sha. So it has Balm of Gilead to invigorate lymph, clear, and brighten. And every time I see this, I think of Handmaid's Tale, the Gilead thing. And then it has a resin nutrient complex to fade blemish marks, fill wrinkles, and calm the skin. So, you know, like kind of intense claims. I don't enjoy this as much as I enjoy other oils, especially to gua sha with, because I find that when you gua sha, it like really works the product into your skin, and the essential oils, or like any scent that's in an oil, can tend to linger quite a bit, and you tend to smell it back. So it's like not my favorite, but I can appreciate kind of more like the medicinal quality to it and the gua sha enhancing effects. Now, I do have to say, I also, speaking of the anti-haul, I anti-hauled the new Wildling wand. So if you want to hear about that, go check out the anti-haul podcast episode, because I think I talked a bit about this proliferation of brands developing gua sha tools and how so many of the stones that brands use, like I don't feel resonant with at all, and like how to go about finding a facial stone or a gua sha tool that's like kind of right for you, which is a very individual thing. I could tell you about my two favorite SPFs of 2019. One of them I think I've already told you about, Blissoma Photonic. This is probably my like #1 all-rounder, the light shifting solution SPF 25. It takes a little bit of work to use, to like work into the skin, and it leaves quite like a tacky finish. But for some reason it really works for me. I like it the best of like lots of other things. I actually prefer it to more moisturized finishes like Suntegrity, which I'm using the Impeccable Skin right now, and I gotta be honest, I really don't like it. Iunivelo I named as one of my favorite product discoveries in 2019 on the Instagram Skin Edit Challenge, if it weren't for the packaging. However, I have been told that they're going into new packaging. I'm hopefully going to get to test that out. I will let you know. I do think it needed new packaging. I've been saying this for a while, but the product itself is exceptional. It is also very luxury. So this is definitely a lower price point, and I like it a lot. So this and Iunivelo were my favorite tinted moisturizer SPF products. And then the last thing in this category was the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. This saved my postpartum dry lips, which were such an issue like January to April of 2019. I just had such painfully dry lips. The corners of my mouth were super, super cracked, dry. I looked like the Joker. Nothing was working. I tried so many eco and natural products, and then one of my good girlfriends recommended this. I picked it up to Sephora and it saved my lips. I would say it's kind of comparable to the Fit Glow Night Serum, but I actually still think this is a little bit better than that. I like the Fit Glow one a lot, but it's quite expensive. If you have chronically dry lips, I highly recommend giving this a go. All right, now let's talk about makeup, which is the skincare was the most extensive category from this video. So why don't we try and quickly breeze through some of this makeup. Now, this is, I'm going to mention it, but I've really kind of soured on this product, and it's the Graydon Face Glow. I can't remember in my Beauty Heroes retrospective if I had soured on it by then. In fact, I don't think I did, because I think it was in the process of putting together the product and link list for that video that I discovered that they did a third price increase on this product from when it came out. Over the summer, this was featured as like a little sachet, which Beauty Heroes just sent me some of these. This was featured as a sachet in the Graydon Beauty Heroes box from, I think it was July of 2019. And that ended up being my favorite discovery, because the Full Moon Serum and the Green Cream had some retinol alternatives, and I just like wasn't that into the products for a number of reasons. So I really liked the Face Glow. I went to buy it myself in September and they had jacked up the price from $38 to $42 or $43. And I was like, that's annoying, but okay. Beauty Heroes told me it was from a packaging change. Fine. Then I go and put together the link list for my Beauty Heroes retrospective, and it's now up to $46. A lot of people, because I put them on blast about this on Instagram, they like never got back to me. A lot of people messaged me and were like, yeah, like it just seems like the product got really popular and they're like taking advantage of that. So great. And if you're watching this, that's what the perception of your brand is. And even though I like the product, like on principle, I don't like the price gouging. Maybe they have a rational explanation for it, and if they had perhaps handled it with more transparency, the way like some brands handle price increases, but to do like, I think it's a 20% price increase in the span of 5 or 6 months. I don't see a lot of brands doing that, and I don't like that. So it's really soured me on the brand. I've also heard anecdotally from people that this brand is like very much just about money, which is fine. They're a business, but they don't like generate the same feely feels that some other eco beauty brands do, which is like, I'm not saying that that's good or bad, but I'm not surprised that the brand has a reputation for just being kind of about like their bottom line. So I discovered the Well People Baked Bio Bronzer this year. I have this in shade 1 Natural Tan. I think it came in a Detox Market detox box over the summer. Well People is hit or miss for me, but I love this. It's very, very easy to wear. I use a stippling brush to apply it. This is a Makeup Forever stippling brush, and it gives such a perfect light application. It has a little bit of shimmer, but like not in a way that's bad in my opinion at all. It's very skin perfecting. It has like a creamy texture as far as a powder goes, and I love it. It's like my favorite powdered bronzer. I still also have the Studio 78, which is a moot point to talk about because I don't even think you can get it anymore, and it's also very pigmented and a little harder to work with. So I give this like an A+. It's very subtle. It's super easy to wear and work with. I love it. Another home run hit for me was one of these Olio Osso balms. You can see mine is like very beat up. I use it. I'm wearing it on my cheeks today. I wear it constantly. I have it in shade number 4 Berry. It's very much an RMS Diabolique sort of color. I wear this on my lips and cheeks. It's so juicy and perfect, and I love it. I can't say enough good things about it. I always go on and want to buy other shades of this, but every time I look at the shade range, I'm always drawn like just to this one, and I'm like, well, I guess I got the right shade for me. I don't know, I might get like the melon shade or something that's more an equivalent of RMS Sacred, like strawberry red kind of color, or like something that's more of like a poppy shade for spring. But I love these. They're portable. They're so easy to use. I love like dewy, plump, fresh looking skin, and those are just so amazing for it. Following along that theme, I tried a bunch of Rituel Defy products in 2019. I wanted to pick up this limited, I don't know if it's limited edition. It was a new release of the, what are these called? Rare Light Cream Luminizers. It's a cream highlight. And they released this new shade Icebow. You could only buy it when they released it with a bundle of products. And I was wanting to try some other things. So I also got one of the Ethereal Veil and Conceals and one of the cream contours. And I really like everything. But the standout for me probably is this highlight. It's very icy. I don't know if you can see that, but if you use a beauty blender to blend it out, it gives just like a glow. I am wearing it today too. I just think that they really excel at these Rare Light Cream Luminizers, the cream highlights. I can't remember if this was a 2019. Why am I forgetting everything? But we can talk about the Fit Glow Night Palette. I think I discovered this in 2019. It's very beat up. I use the heck out of it. It's very versatile. I mean, I really kind of only use these 4 shades. I don't tend to use the highlight shade because it's a little yellow, and the blush is not the best shade on me. But this shade right here, the names of the shadows aren't here. This is like such a perfect sculpted all over the lid color for me. And these 3 are, any combination of them work really well as like lower lash line, or I could do like kind of any sort of look I wanted to do with these 4 shadows in like a neutral brown color story. I really like it. If I travel, I take this with me. A lot of people like the day palette, which I haven't tried, but the night palette I can definitely say I've gotten tons of use out of. And I picked that as my favorite in 2019 over my Aether Beauty palettes, just because I feel like I use this one a lot more. Also with eyes, I have the Kjaer Weis eye pencil in brown. This was a Detox Market discovery. They did a Kjaer Weis box with the lip balm and eyeshadow in this pencil. I had never tried the Kjaer Weis eye pencils. It's so good. It's a beautiful mid-tone, non-warm, neutral brown. Really versatile. I can do it as liner. I can do it as lower lash line. It's creamy. I think the lasting power is really good. I really enjoy Kjaer Weis for the most part. Very, very happy with discovering their eye pencils. Juice Beauty brow gel. I talk about this a lot. It's like shown up in empty makeup and like maybe some other favorites content I've done. Basically, it's very similar to something like Glossier Boy Brow, that it doesn't give me eyebrow dandruff. However, it's not a perfect product, which I always say, like, it's a favorite, but with caveats. I get it in the darkest shade, medium dark. It dries out really quickly. I think there's like not a lot of product in there, but I don't know. I still really like it, and I continue to repurchase it. Like, this is my third one, and my everyday brow routine is just quickly taking this through my brows and then filling in as I need to with a brow definer like the Anastasia. I'm still on a quest to find my perfect like brow definer or brow pencil. I don't know. I'm trying a bunch with that. I want to try the Plume one because it's refillable. I think I talked about that also in my anti-haul podcast episode. But this I've continued to love, even though it has its shortcomings. I really like it. Okay, two more things in the makeup category, a lip product and a tool. This was like a big beauty splurge for me this year. I've kind of had a lot of beauty splurges though, if you see like all the in fiore in my life. I want to say in the Sephora VIB sale, one of them, I decided to pick up the Surratt Artistique Cheek Brush. I don't have any Surratt brushes. My favorite brushes that I own are my Wayne Goss squirrel hair brushes, I think they are. And he has like since changed his brushes. Now they're all, I believe, white squirrel or white goat hair. I mean, I love the craftsmanship of a Japanese natural hair brush. I think that they're exquisite, and Surratt brushes have garnered such a reputation for just being beautiful, and they're very expensive. To be honest, this is like smaller than I kind of hoped that it would be, but it does give you, I mean, it's very much like a makeup artist brush. It's really going to give you that like Lisa Eldridge kind of like precision for cheek work. Someday I'd really like to invest in his all over face brush because it's like this but a little bit bigger. I also like have a big face, so I think that like might be part of it, but I have been really happy with this. It gives the most fine, buildable, gossamer like application for powders, and you get so much precision. It's really beautiful. It gives such a beautiful application, and I am really happy with it, even though I tend to use creams a bit more than powders. And then my final makeup favorite and new discovery in 2019 is the Rituel de Fille Enchanted Lip Sheer in the shade Narcissus. Again, this was a Detox Market detox. No, it wasn't a detox box, but it came in a box of products. Like, you know how Detox Market will do best of Green Beauty box, annual Green Beauty box, or they'll do like a Valentine's Day box or something. This came in a box, and I don't think I would have tried it if I hadn't been able to discover it that way. And I love it. I also later in 2019 discovered Kosas Rose Water, which is another favorite neutral of mine, but this one I had been using for longer during 2019. It's like a peachy brown, but paired with the appropriate lip liner and like other lip accoutrement, this has like been my go-to neutral lip for a lot of 2019. It's long wearing. The packaging is very slim and portable. I had been turned off actually from these because I had tried some vampier colors many years ago, and the pigments were like very, very problematic and crumbly. But this neutral totally hit it out of the park for me. I'm obsessed with it. Okay, let's close quickly with a couple hair things and a couple body things. So you probably know what at least one of my favorite hair products is going to be, because I feel like it was a lot of people's favorites in 2019. It's a new product from Josh Rosebrook, the Serum Spray Style. Forget where I discovered this, either a Detox Market detox box or Beauty Heroes. You can get it both places. No Josh Rosebrook hair product has ever worked for me until this. I think if you have fine to medium fine hair and you want some kind of leave-in product that's going to give you a very light texturizing hold. It's so good. So I always shake it, and then I tend to spray it like directly into my hands, and then apply it to damp hair, but I'll also apply this like to dry hair if I want to just like refresh my hair on day 2 or 3, for example. It has an herbal citrus smell that is so blissful. It has a really, really light hold. So if you have any kind of natural texture to your hair, it's just going to give you like a little bit of refinement. And what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I'm not part of like the curly girl lingo, but it's going to give you like some shape to your waves, or it's going to tame frizz. It's going to give you like that little bit of flexible molding, I guess you could say. It makes my hair soft. It makes my hair feel moisturized. It can serve as a heat protectant. It's like so amazing. Like, I totally think it's worth going out and picking up a bottle. I don't know if it would be enough for you if you have like thick, heavy, coarse, dry hair. But speaking from my hair type, which is very, very finicky with styling products, it's like I use this. I use the Reverie conditioning milk, or like styling milk, I think it's called. I use Momi hair products, which are great for my hair. And there's some others, but I should do an updated hair video. I haven't talked about hair in a long, long time. Okay, the other thing, which I don't think I've talked about anywhere yet, the Christophe Robin Cleansing Volumizing Paste with pure Rasuul clay and rose extracts. So for a couple years, I've been using the Christophe Robin Sea Salt scrub, which is very nicely clarifying for the scalp. I was going through a period where I was just having like scalp buildup, and my hair was like never feeling clean or voluminous, and that product does a great job. But then that one started feeling like a little bit stripping, and it can make your hair feel a little bit straw-like. So I just got really attracted to the idea of using this clay, which has like a very drawing and clarifying property. And I just wanted to try this. I saw they do it in the same like traveler size. They do these in like big tubs, but also they do it in these small travel sizes for like $18 or $20. I think beyond the like traditional rose scent that this has, I really like what it does to my hair. So I would use this like a couple times a month as a shampoo. They're very easy to use. They must have some sort of sudsing agent in them, because once you actually get them interacting with water on the scalp, they lather up like pretty close to a traditional shampoo. And I just find that after I use this, my hair is just like kind of perfectly clarified. I get, again, more like definition to my texture. I never heat style my hair anymore because of the baby. Like, I just let my hair air dry, and I'm like wash and wear whether I want to be or not. Sucks, because I used to always have time to do like these big, beautiful loose waves and actually look done and polished, but that's not my life right now. So I'm going with it. I would like to try more Christophe Robin products, hair products actually. Several body care things to end on. So I've told you how much I love this product. This is the second one of these I've purchased, and I'm going to need to get another one. So this is Iuna Spirulite. These are discs of loofah embedded soap, and they are everything. These are one of my favorite Iuna products. This and the Iuna Essence are probably my top two, with Velo and Cream 2 being close seconds. I also am really liking Terra. Much to my chagrin, I'm liking that $450 face cream. Cellular oil I'm still working on. I'm not exactly sure. Verdict is still out. I will always buy these. I hope they never stop making them. One disc actually lasts like, I don't use it every shower. 2 or 3 times a week I scrub my body down with one of these. It's so invigorating. It's stimulating to the body. I also do a lot of dry brushing. I've gotten so into body care in a way that I was not before I had a baby. Again, like, I feel like my postpartum experience has just made me so much more embodied. I could do a whole video on that. And actually, I've been getting requests to do more content on body care products, because I think it kind of gets short shrift in beauty reviewing. Like, skincare gets all the focus, and body care is kind of like, people don't pay attention to it as much. But it's definitely been the year of body care for me, as you'll hear when I talk about therapeutic bathing. Iuna Spirulite, I mean, I think it's $75 and you get 6 discs. So I personally think it's really worth it. This is one of my absolute favorite body care discoveries ever. I really like it. And it's actually obviated the need for me to use a separate body exfoliator scrub. So I still really like, for example, the Red Flower Arctic Berry Scrub, but it's like more work. This just sits in my shower, and whenever I want to do an exfoliation, I just scrub down with this, and it's epic. Okay, I also found a lot of love, again, Beauty Heroes Living Lighter Discovery, the Meow Meow Tweet Grapefruit Baking Soda Free Deodorant Stick. I went through a whole one of these that was included in that Living Lighter Discovery, and then I bought my own. Obviously, please keep in mind that deodorant is so personal. This probably doesn't work for a lot of people, but it does work for me. Other things that people love, like the Agent Nature deodorants, actually make me smell worse. So it's very much like you do you. I had been using La Vanilla previously, and this has overtaken that. I reached for this more. I will say that there's like some product design inconsistencies, like it's in this push pop packaging, but it is really nice that it's not in plastic, which I appreciate. I don't know, sometimes I find that it can be like a little wonky. The packaging gets kind of gross, but I really like the product. It totally works for me. I find that I'm just kind of overall I have less BO since I had a baby. I know I keep talking about having a baby, but something about it totally like resets your physiology, or it can, and it did in my case. Like my period totally changed. A lot of my body chemistry seems to have changed. I don't know if it's like a permanent shift or I don't know, and not in a bad way. It's just kind of like resets you. I had heard that pregnancy and having a baby can like reset your gynecological health, which again, could do a whole other video on that. But like, for example, if you had really painful periods or irregular menstruation before having a baby, that you could go to like having very minimal cramping and a more regular period after a baby, or it can go the other direction. So it really is a very transformative experience, and that's just like the space that I've been in this last year. So I have a lot of love for this product. It's a little expensive for a deodorant, but I find that it lasts quite a long time, and I want to pick up the Meow Meow Tweet talc free powder, because in the summertime, if you're wearing like a silk top and you want to put this on and dust a little powder underneath. I got that tip actually from Jeannie Jarno. I saw her talk about it somewhere, and I was like, oh my god, that's so genius. It like helps protect the clothes and also just keep you drier. I've never been one to use like a baby powder or anything like that. Yeah, I think in the warmer months when you might be more prone to wetness and sweating, that's a great idea. But okay, last thing we're gonna end on, and I have to reach down because I brought up a couple of things to show. As I've mentioned, I've obviously been going through this like embodied shift since having a baby. I also discovered through Beauty Heroes this year the Persoma bath products. So all of that just kind of led me to delve more into bathing. I've taken so much inspiration as well from Julie Elliott at Infiore, who promotes a lot of these ideas around therapeutic bathing, or the idea of bathing is really integral to Infiore as a brand. A lot of their products are meant to be used like before or after the bath, and to help with the effects, positive effects that can be generated from something called therapeutic bathing. So that's different than just like dropping a Lush bath bomb in a bath and like soaking in the tub as like a kind of a relaxation experience. Therapeutic bathing, as I've learned about from Infiore and Dr. Linda Lancaster, who is actually Julie Elliott works with, but Linda Lancaster came out with a book called, oh my god, I'm blanking on the name of the book. I just talked about it in my January Patreon exclusive video, where I talked about my current huge reading stack. That's been the alternative health and wellness book that I've been really captivated by, and I've been doing these therapeutic baths using very common household products like baking soda, sea salt or kosher salt, apple cider vinegar, and I've been doing these rotating therapeutic baths, and they're just meant to help the body do its daily cleansing of radiation you may have been exposed to if you've been flying on a plane or getting x-rays at the dentist's office, to exposure to chemicals or ingredients that can accumulate in your body just on an everyday basis, like aluminum in coffee pods, or in, I mean, there's the lists are so endless. Like your body is always accumulating things. It's called a body burden. I know there's been a lot of backlash to people hating on eco and organic minded beauty connoisseurs or consumers, and people saying that chemicals are totally fine and we love chemicals. I don't have the energy here to tackle that. I may do it somewhere in a podcast form. People are very myopic in what they're saying. There is such a thing as a body burden. We do accumulate these things in our bodies. There are many scientists in the United States and around the world who study the effect of a chemical body burden, and it's been shown to be in human breast milk, blood, urine, like you name it. It's a real thing. It exists. Your body does have the ability to synthesize and excrete these things, but these therapeutic baths can be just very helpful for general wellness, whether you're dealing with, you know, an acute condition, an autoimmune issue, like whatever it may be, or you just are interested in helping your body through its natural daily detoxification. I think therapeutic bathing is wonderful. It helps move the lymph. It helps clear your aura. I mean, there's so many things too that modern science doesn't yet recognize that could be captured here. So a very long-winded way of saying I've had a real epiphany and awakening with respect to bathing, and Persona baths were really kind of my gateway. They're very expensive, but that's when I started using Persona baths is when I started really starting to feel the effect that a bath could have. And if you read the literature and the education around Persona baths, it's like therapeutic bathing light or therapeutic bathing luxe. The ingredient source, I heard, I think her name is Shannon Vaughn, the founder of Persona. I heard her interviewed on a podcast. I'll try and link it if I can remember where it was, but she talked all about like how, you know, intense they are about their ingredient sourcing. And so I went through many Persona baths. I got to discover these through Beauty Heroes. I went on to try pretty much everything in the brand. I will still keep some around, particularly the hot tub bath and the resurrection bath, because they have clay in them, and every now and then I want to take a clay bath, and I haven't yet researched enough to find like a more bulk way to buy that and incorporate that. So the Persona baths are a really nice treat, and they were really my gateway. So now I order gray sea salt, French gray sea salt, from a place called Saltworks. I pick up apple cider vinegar at Costco, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. I mean, that's going to be like a whole, I need to do a whole video on that. I'm just giving you like the really basic primer. So Persona was absolutely a favorite for me. My favorites are Minerals de Mer, which is just a straight French green sea salt, gray or green sea salt bath. So beautiful. And then Resurrection and Hot Tub Bath are my other two favorites. All of them are good, but those are my favorites. I think there's such an amazing gateway to this bigger world of therapeutic bathing and how empowering that can be for you and your personal health. I think that's a really good note to end on. I've been recording for so long. My stomach is growling and I really need to go eat. So, I mean, oh my gosh, thank you guys so much if you made it to the end of this video. Please check the description bar for any references that you need, shopping links, it's all there. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Literally reading your comments makes all of the work that goes into this content so worth it. I hope that everybody's 2020 is off to a good start. I have to say it's been the dreariest, gloomiest January here in Chicago. So I already feel like I need a vacation. And I can't wait to see you guys on my podcast, in my next video, over on Patreon. I just look forward to connecting. So I'll talk to you soon.